Lasers, short for Louisa Area Students Educational Robotics. And so what we do on a weekly basis is we host STEAM-related events. Again, STEAM's focus on science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
So I got involved in the laser program when JC came to my kid's chess club because his son is involved in that, and he started talking about robotics, and he kind of showed us the kits and talked about how his son had done it at a different place. And he talked about this crazy idea to get this off the ground, and my boys thought it was a good idea, and we tried it. They really loved it.
So with code and programming, especially with the adaptive code we've been working on, you have to do a lot of like how many wheel rotations is an inch or something, and there's math like fractions of the gear ratio for our drivetrain. If we want to figure out how fast our drivetrain's going with a multi-layered gearbox, then we have to multiply fractions and everything.
Right now they're working on autonomous programs to say, okay, I know I can do this with my hands, but then how do I make the robot do that? And then what are the details that I can do with my hands that the robot may not be able to do? And then how do we compensate for that in code?
Really just kind of working as a team and all that goes along with that has been huge for my boys.
We'll also have our competitive teams, which meet a little more frequently, so they'll meet twice a week. And they're ultimately, it's kind of like a travel sport basically, where they'll be preparing their robots to complete a challenge, and they'll be practicing twice a week and then preparing for tournaments in the winter. So.
I love seeing my hard work and my hours I've spent coming here work and pay off, which it really has this season.
It's really cool to see some of the other clubs, you know, when our teams are working with them, because there are teamwork competitions. And so to see them working with these other teams and really like, you know, people they've never met before, and they have to introduce themselves and they have to talk to them and they have to decide, you know, what strengths does your robot have, and what strengths does our robot have, and how can we use those in conjunction, you know, and that's not easy at a young age.
Technical communication, verbal communication, and collaboration. Those are team building skills, and working in teams is something that students are going to experience for their whole life. And so that's one of the first things that they find, that this is a very collaborative event, and they're going to have to learn how to work together and understand each other's strengths and weaknesses. So collaboration is a big part of it.
You know, especially JC, like he's really good at teaching them, and he's taught them a lot of engineering concepts, things far above, you know, their age range. And they get it. I mean, they really get it, and then they take it and they run with it, and they create really awesome stuff.
When it comes to laser, working with people, definitely that's a good one. Problem-solving skills, like you've got a bunch of stuff, you think it'll work first time, and then you get in there and it's just not working for whatever reason.
The biggest thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to democratize STEAM education. So it shouldn't matter where you grow up, like in terms of if I'm near a city, I don't have access to this. Like we're trying to provide STEAM education that's affordable and accessible to everyone. And so ultimately we say, hey, if you really want to have hands-on understanding and mastery of these STEAM skills, then come participate in our programs, come help volunteer, and you will see transformation of these students and leaps and bounds of what they're able to do. Because I think a lot of times people tend to underestimate what these younger kids can do. But again, when you give them a solid foundation, and then you give them this playground, this freedom to create, then they'll make some truly amazing things. So.